Welcome to the Vector Guide. In this video, we're going to talk about fonts and text formatting. You might have seen that. So you're writing something and then this here happens. This is a ligature, the FFI ligature in this case. There are similar ones. You might have seen that with this one or this one. That happens because these letters, when you type them side by side, the little space between them might look odd and not very beautiful. But in some cases, you might just not want it. And there are also situations where it's forbidden to use them. And that might vary from language to language. So the German language, if they connect different parts of a composite word, then it's forbidden to use them. So if you don't want to have them, then you can go to Window and then Type and Open Type. And there you see the standard ligatures are active. You can click on that and then they are gone. Then you also see why that happens. Because when this upper loop of the F and the dot on the I are too close together, then it looks kind of weird. So that's why they have been created in the first place. Some fonts might have additional ligatures. Let's take a look at that. This is a font that I have created myself. There is also a video about that you will see linked in the description. Let's go to that font. And you see when we turn this on, then we have this ligature in here. There's no FFI ligature, but there's an FI ligature in here. But there might be additional ones. So let's go in here and type this word. And you see nothing is happening because this is another kind of ligature. It's called a discretionary ligature. And you see this button is active too. The other ones are grayed out because that kind of stuff is not inside the font. But this one is there, and so we can press it. And then you see we have this one. If you want to know what's in a font at all, then you can go to Type, Glyphs. And then you see an overview of the things that are inside the font. And you see there are a little more things inside. You can type them directly from here, but because we can select them via the Open Type panel, that is nicer because that can be put into text styles. Let's take a look at what's happening here. So when I write this word, then you see this is always striked out. So you see it's this and then that. And you can do some more. When you write this word, let's select that and turn on those letters. I've written it in lowercase, so let's write it in uppercase, and you see it's not allowed. So we always get it replaced. And then also we have this word and get this drawing instead. And that is something that is pretty nice when you want to incorporate drawings inside your text, which is in Illustrator not possible because you cannot have a graphic or artwork flow with the text. Inline graphics, such as are allowed in InDesign, are not possible in Illustrator. One way around that is creating your own font for that. In this case, I have used the discretionary ligatures, but also you can, of course, create a custom font that only has these drawings, and then you can put it into your text. The nice thing with this being linked to some text as a ligature is, again, you can then use text formatting to apply that. But in this case, you would have to put it into the same font that you are using for writing your text. For instance, if you want to use another font, like we want to use Myriad for the main text and want to have the zebra in it, then that will get very difficult in Illustrator because we would have to edit that font file, which is not allowed with most terms and conditions that you have with font licensing. But even if it were allowed, then you would need to have the technical options to do so. And even if you have all that, then there's often more in a font than the things that you see. So editing a font with all those open type options and programming that's inside, that is not an option if you don't really know what you're doing. And I am included in that. What can you still do if you want to have that? In that case, in Illustrator, it gets difficult, as I said, so you would need to later take these things and paste them inside of here, which is still possible, of course, but it's kind of more laborious. Let's go to InDesign and check out what's possible there. So here I've got a text, which is in the default font, which is here Minion, and there are some words inside the zebra. And I want to replace that with that drawing. What can we do? First of all, we need to create a paragraph style. It's in here, and we can create a new paragraph style and go inside of that and edit it. And here we've got the grab styles. We can create a new grab style, and we can apply that to the text zebra. And then, of course, we need a character style. In here, we can create a new character style, and then we can just select that font, this one here, that's okay. We need to check the open type functions because we need to make those ligatures, we need to turn them on. And then also we can apply a color. So let's make that magenta, and then it's okay. And you see, they get switched. We can swap the text by automatically searching for it. And whenever I'm typing that, then you see it gets replaced. And typing something else, and then again typing that text, and it gets swapped. So that's pretty nice because you can combine your own custom font that just includes the symbols you want to have inside the text, and you can have it inside a text that is kind of a different font.